Perfecting Partnerships, a keynote speech by Alexander Michael Gittens.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so excited to be here today. I'm giving a speech I've never given before, so it's just for the crowd here today. Okay, so here's the first question. I'm going to give you a little bit of time to think, okay? What is it you wanted the most when you were a child? I'm talking before you knew what money was, before you were into romance. What did you want the most? Any hands? Any hands anywhere? Oh, I see one at the front here, yes. Actually, let me give you the mic. Tell us what you wanted.
This is going to sound so sad. I wanted friends.
Oh! Actually, that's a very, very good answer. Friends, because we're social creatures, right? And the most important thing is connecting. So listen carefully, because this speech is called Perfecting Partnerships. So not only we have friends, we have great partners by the time we're done here. Anyone else from this side? Something that you wanted when you were a kid before you knew what money was, before you knew about romance or anything like that? Anyone over here? Oh, I see a hand. Go ahead.
To learn math.
Okay. Right. Sometimes when I have Chris's son, we're going up the stairs and I'm trying to get him to count, and he's got no interest in that. But fantastic. He clearly gets that from his dad, not his mom. Okay, well, there's three things I can think of that I really wanted when I was growing up. And the first thing, it might seem pretty standard or pretty unusual, but boy, did I want it bad. And that was a clipboard. I wanted it. Anyone been to like kids camp or family camp or a camp with your church group, anything like that? Well, they always had this person at the front with the clipboard. And people would go up to the person with the clipboard and they would search for some nebulous information. They'd write this way. And I was a shy kid, right? I was a super shy kid. A little harder to see now. But I was a super shy kid. And I'm thinking, if I had a clipboard, man, I would be compelling, okay? Don't believe me? Watch. I'm AMG, true player, nice fella. Not bad. But let me put a clipboard in my hand. My name is Alexander Michael Gittens. I have a bachelor in commerce with a major in finance, a minor in economics. My MBA is in finance and negotiations. I have a post-research methodologies certificate, and I'm a doctoral candidate. I am also a strategist, a speaker, and author, and Eligible magazine called me Toronto's most eligible bachelor in 2018. See what I'm saying? I was a 6 when I came up here, but when I put this clipboard in my hand, 9.2, at least a solid 9, right? Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing that I wanted is kind of like the first. I wanted a megaphone. Does anyone know what a megaphone is? Am I dating myself? You know when people are marching outside the courthouse and there's that one person with that device and they're yelling something out loud? Free Brenda Lee! Free Brenda Lee! Free Brenda! I don't even know who Brenda Lee is, right? But it rhymes. Free Brenda Lee! And I was thinking, man, I didn't want to have the megaphone. I wanted to be the person at the front. Because you know what they do, right? They say free, and then what does the crowd say? Brenda Lee, right? So I just wanted to be the person. I was so shy. I lacked so much confidence growing up. Like I didn't know who I was, and I just wanted to do something important. So I wanted to, and imagine, okay? Imagine if I was one of the founding fathers of the US, right? One of the founding fathers, and I could yell something like, does anyone know what's on the license plate for New Hampshire? It's like, give me freedom or give me death. Ooh, I'd love that one. I'd be like, give me freedom. They'd be like, or give me death. And we'd push back the redcoats all across the Atlantic until they never came to our lands again. So that's the second thing that I wanted. The third thing that I wanted is a little different. But before we get into that, I want to ask, does anyone know the mantra of the Face of Humanity campaign? Does anyone know the 4 words that are our mantra? So our slogan, the thing that we repeat, our creed that affirms us. Does anyone know the mantra? I think I saw it mouthed over here. What is it? Say it a little louder.
Share love and spread love.
Did everyone hear that? Share love and spread love. So I have dreams too, okay? You learned about 2 of them. One is a clipboard, which I have. The other is a megaphone, which I don't have, but I can pretend like I have one. And when I say share love, you can say spread love, okay? Let's try it. Share love.
Spread love.
Share love.
Spread love.
Share love.
Spread love.
I think I'm going to do that again. That worked really well. Okay, so that's the second thing I want. The third thing that I wanted was a little bit more difficult to get, but this is what I really wanted the most. I wanted a twin brother. There's parts in the speech where you're supposed to laugh. That wasn't one of them. The intended response was, "Aw." Let's try it again. I wanted a twin brother. Yeah. But I didn't understand the biology of it, right? I didn't know that it kind of has to happen within the 24 hours that you show up. I just knew that my family was all women. Anyone have a family where it's like all one gender and you're like the only one? My family, I have like literally 20, 30 female cousins, 2 sisters. My dad has 5 sisters. None of them are married. It's just literally women everywhere. The other thing is, we come from an immigrant family. Anyone speak a language other than English at home, or they're from a different country, they're born in a different country? That's like more than half of us, right? But I grew up in neighborhoods where there was no minorities. So not only was I a shy kid with all sisters, but there was no one who looked like me. I never had teachers who looked like me. I never had mentors that looked like me or spoke like me. And I figure if I had a twin, that person would understand me. We could build something awesome together. When I went through lonely periods, went through confused periods, they would be there for me. I just wanted a brother. And so as I got older, I mean, it changed, right? You get friends and all of that, but I never really found someone who I felt like they had that kinship with me. I got older, and what I didn't mention that I should have mentioned is oftentimes when you're an immigrant, you go through some poverty. Yecheche told an incredible story about how her mom only had $40 in Ottawa with 3 children. That's incredible, Yecheche. But we were a very poor family. Then my dad got sick. Anyone have a family member get sick for a prolonged period of time? Oh my goodness, what a stress on the family that is. So we went from being poor to being even poorer. And I remember my parents always saying, son, we wish we could do this for you, but we just don't have the means. And I told myself, when I get older, I'm gonna make so much money, no one in my family is ever gonna worry ever again. I went away to college, I couldn't afford it, but I went away to college, I told my parents, don't worry about it, take care of the girls, I'll do it myself. I came this close to becoming the negative stereotype of a black male. Because when I couldn't pay my bills, I turned to the street. And I started doing things outside of my values. I started doing things that I had no business doing. But I had so much pride, I was thinking, you know what? No one's ever gonna have to give me a handout. I'll tighten my belt before I ask for help. That was my attitude. So it was good for a while. I mean, compromising your values can be good for a while. It never ends well. I ended up building a beautiful house, 5-bedroom house, 3 washrooms in the best neighborhood I'd ever lived in. I built a great business on both sides of the border. I bought a Benz. I was doing all of those things. And across the street from me, they were building another house. And when the house was done being built, a family moved in, they quickly moved out, and then an Asian family moved in. So I was thinking, okay, cool, because I'm the only black person in this all Italian neighborhood. Which, with the way I grew up, I was kind of used to that. But I was thinking, I'm not going to mess this up. Oh no, I'm the only black person. I'm a single male. I have a 5-bedroom house. I'm in a neighborhood. I'm going to act right. But this Asian family, they had recently had some good things happen in their life, and they moved to that neighborhood from a very poor neighborhood as well. So I kind of felt like I was looking out the window, literally across the street. I was looking out the window. I'm like, okay, there's a guy about my age. There's a younger woman. Okay, I have some kinship here. So I would always peer out the window and see that family. And then I was in the club. Man, we had VIP, we were popping bottles and all of that. Irresponsible, young money, right? I look across the club and I'm like, is that same young lady that lives across the street? But I was still kind of shy. So my godbrother, he's a bodybuilder and he was a bouncer at the time. So I said, John, go over there and ask that girl if she lives on St. Clair Street. That was our street, St. Clair Street. And you know, like, as you did it, he walks away, he's like, sure, cuz I got you. And he walks away, I'm like, I kind of regretted it right away. I'm thinking, nah, this ain't the way. You're supposed to bring a pie over. I saw that on television, you know. There's a way to greet your neighbors and this ain't it, right? But it was too late. But then I started feeling better because as he got closer, I'm like, no, that's not her. That's not her. So he comes back over, he's like, yeah, cuz that's her. I was like, oh, man. So, you know, gentleman tendencies, I sent drinks over, right from our VIP, a couple, glasses of champagne over there. A couple weeks later, same girl in the club again. And so I was like, okay, send some drinks over, be polite, be neighborly. So then she comes over to me. She's like, you don't really live on St. Clair Street, do you? I'm like, I do. And I remembered the family that lived there before. I said, you bought your house from him and her. She's like, oh my goodness, you do live across the street. I'm like, come check out my house. I'm like, it's really cool. And she's like, yeah, absolutely, I'm gonna check out your house. I'm like, when? She's like, tomorrow. I'm like, what time? She's like, 2:30. I'm like, bet. So next day, 2:30, literally, it's across it's no further than here to the back of the room, like literally across the street. I go across the street, I knock on the door. She opens the door on the phone, looks at me, then closes the door immediately. I'm thinking, huh? So I knock again, and she opens up, she's like, just on the phone, just wait a second. About 10 minutes passed until she came back. It was so awkward. I'm standing on the front steps there, and she's like, I didn't think you were going to come. I didn't think you really lived across the street. I'm like, who would make that up? Who would make that up? So I said, come check out my house, right? And so she came over, and that day I had a business meeting. I had to do some editing with a graphic designer. So I'm like, yeah, come roll with me. Come. And so she came. From that day forward, we started spending pretty much every day together. And she's super cute, super cute. But you know what I was thinking, right? Don't mess up this neighborhood. Don't date someone across the street. Let things fall apart. Now I got a brick through my window. See, that's how my mind was thinking. And all these Italian people going to be like, there goes the neighborhood, bringing down the property value. So right from the beginning, I was thinking, okay, we're going to keep this strictly platonic, right? And at that age, I never really had a female best friend. Remember what I wanted, right? I wanted a twin. I wanted a brother. I wanted someone who looked like me. Only a black male could understand what I went through, right? Only that person could understand me. So what happened was she told me more about her story, and she mentioned to me some horrible things. I think we were probably drinking one night and hanging out, and she just said, you know what? I don't have a dad. Like I asked, of course your dad. She's like, I don't have a dad. I'm like, okay, everyone has a dad, but where is he, And then she opened up and she said, hey, ever since I was 6, 7 years old, I've been supporting my family. My brother has mental illness. He has physical problems. He has seizures and he needs medicine and all of that. And she just kept opening up. And when she was 6, 7 years old, she was in a refugee camp and selling vegetables in a market. And when she was 9 years old and she came to Canada, she was cutting mushrooms illegally at that point and making money for her family. Then when she was old enough, she was working at Burger King 44 hours a week to support her family. Story went on. She told me that, you know what? My family cares about only a few things only. They want me to shut up, be nice, marry rich, and help the family out. She had absolutely no support when it came to extracurricular activities, going to school, none of that. I thought I had little support because both of my parents worked. Her mom couldn't even name any of her teachers or probably didn't even know the way to her school. Yet still she won the academic award when she graduated. Yet still she won the athletic award when she graduated. So I said, oh my goodness, I've known this person for a year and a half, and I had no clue that they had all of these things going on in their life. So I was probably 22 at the time. And I said to her, one day I said to her, it was like August, which was probably the wrong time to have this conversation. You'll see why in a second. I said to her, I said, check it out. This is how I roll, okay? You and I have been friends for a year and a half. I know things about you. You are too smart. You are too talented to not finish your education. Man, her family was so mad when she mentioned going to university. Waste of money, they said. No guy wants a girl who's like smart and has all these ideas in their head, they said. So she didn't go to school. She wasn't allowed. All of her money, every cent of her paycheck went to her family. She just turned it over to them. She never had anyone tell her that was wrong before. I said, it's not wrong, but she's one of the sharpest, smartest people I know. You have to go to university. So I did it one better. I said, you know what? To be my friend, you see, I was arrogant back then. I think it's migrated to confidence, but who knows? Who knows? I could still be. But the point is, I was arrogant back then. I said, you can't be my friend unless if you meet your potential. You don't have to exceed it, I said. That's what I want to do with my life. But you have to meet your potential to be my friend. She's like, look, I don't have a dad. No man tells me what to do. I don't have to do anything, right? That's kind of how most of our conversations went back then. So I raised the stakes again. I said, all right, you come hang out with me every day. We literally hang out every single day. If you don't register for school this fall, it's August. If you don't register for school this fall, we can't be friends anymore. Oh man, she got mad. She called me every day. You run your own life. You don't tell me how to run I just stopped answering the phone. I was a little scared because remember, it's across the street. Right? I'm like, oh, I hope she doesn't egg my house. She's from the west side. She's kind of rough. And so, literally. Then I think I got a voicemail like a week and a half after that. She's like, fine, I registered, fine. So I called back kind of sheepishly. I was like, whoa, I didn't even know you could register late August. You know what I mean? Because when you're in high school and you apply to university, you do it like in the winter or whatever. But she's like, I'm in, okay, I'm in. I'm thinking, what did she do to get in? And then I remember one night, so this has been my friend for 17 years. She's called me probably 15 times. She'll just text me and say, I'm free. And that's how I know she wants a call. But she called me one night, and I was scared, right? Because I know her mom's boyfriend. I wasn't always sure about him, so I wasn't sure what the situation was in that house. I suspected that's why we spent so much time together, because who knows what was going on in there. But she called me because she got something to balance. She was taking accounting, and the left side matched the right side, and she was so excited. I was thinking, okay? Like I was in finance, I'm thinking, why is she getting so excited about this? But I saw like a passion in her I had never seen. She was so rough around the edges before that, so rough around the edges. And that was the first time that I remember thinking, wow, your words and what you say to people, it can really make a difference. Remember, I'm operating outside the law, right? So I get that knock on my door shortly after this, and it's the RCMP. Shut down my business, charged me with copyright infringement. I lost my house, and I was over $1 million in debt. It was so low. I was so low because what happened was my whole goal was to take care of my family. My whole goal was to prove that once I have money, then people will respect me. Once I get my degrees, then people will listen to me. I had this belief that I needed to do this to get that. Now I'm there at the bottom. There's no one there with me. All the people who were popping bottles in the club that I talked to you about, they were all gone. I was just left with debt and fear and no options. At that place, in that space there, you really learn a lot about yourself. I hope it doesn't happen to any of you. I hope none of you, and at least it was my own fault, so I can't blame anyone for that, but I hope you don't get to the bottom before you learn this about yourself. But I had to ask myself, what kind of man did I want to be? What kind of life did I want to create for myself? And right when I was thinking about this, my bestie, she was bringing me food every day, McDonald's every day, because nothing would stay down. I was so scared. I was so scared about what was happening in my life. And she said to me, I want to help you. I want to help you. Now, entrepreneurs will know your monthly burn is how much money you go through a month to keep your company afloat. So with both of our companies, we're about $22,000 every month before we would have 1 cent of profit. And I had to buy out all my employees. I gave them 1 month's salary for every year that they'd been with me, because I figured this is not their fault. And so by the time with the legal fees and that, I was cleaned out. And she said, I want to help you. And I said, maybe you don't understand what I'm going through. Because if you're going to hit me with a little $10,000, I mean, that's good and all, but that'll get eaten up in a week. Like, that will be gone. First day I had the lawyer, he said, bring me a $10,000 check. I said, oh boy. First day, just retainer. So then she sat me down. She's like, no, I really want to help. I said, you know what? It's the thought that counts. Maybe you could, I don't know, pay some, bills, or we had to move the stuff out of the office, whatever. She said, no, I want to help. She said, when my house was made, it was because my mom's boyfriend, this and that. Long story short, the mortgage is in my name, and I'm going to take it all out, and I'm going to give it to you. And I was saying, you're going to give me $250,000? Why would you do that? She said, I know you, I know your family. She's like, I only ask 2 things of you. Number 1, something happens to me, take care of my family. Her mom doesn't speak English, her brother is my age, but he can't function by himself. He can't live by himself. He needs constant care and medication. She said, number 2, show me how you build these businesses. Because she had watched me go from a pretty small business, and not everything we did was illegitimate. I mean, we did clean up the money and do other things with it, but it was a house of cards when everything fell. Everything went with it. And so I said to her, if we do this, we are family, period. And you can't lend me money, but you can invest in my company, and I'll make sure that when we're profitable, that you eat forever, that your daughter eats forever. Well, she didn't have a daughter then, but she does now. Look at that cutie over there. Look at that cutie. That's my goddaughter. Look at that cutie over there. So she said, we're family. That's it. We're family. And we used to dream of the day. We said, okay, next plan for our business is I'm going to become the best business mind I could be. Because I always had the aptitude, but I didn't really work all that hard. So I started getting my PhD, I started doing consulting, I started working, and we knew we couldn't pay the money we needed back right away, so we just kept working and working. We figured we'd figure it out. Then I said, hey, neighbor, one day, I called her neighbor because she lived across the street. Her name was Paulette Mohabir, you'll meet her later. But I said, hey, neighbor, I said, why don't we just do something where we make plans based on our life, not based on years? So when you have a daughter and she's in kindergarten, by that time we would have achieved this. She's like, oh, I like that, because it's about stages of life. It's not about whatever. So what a thrill for me to have my goddaughter here today and her incredible husband, who is the exact man that you would want your best friend to be with. Just a gentleman, so smart, the youngest and the best at everything that he tries. What a thrill to have her here today. Things that we only prayed about and dreamed about all the way back then, and then she's here. I learned a couple lessons about partnerships. I did everything wrong, but I didn't mess this up. I didn't mess up relationships. And relationships are the most important thing. So I don't have slides, but with your permission, I'm going to go through 3 quick rules on how to build great partnerships. Share love. Spread love. Share love. Spread love. Share love. Spread love. Dreams come true. I got my clipboard and I got the megaphone. Okay, so let me tell you these 3 rules. So what I'm going to do is, because I don't have any slides, I'm going to tell you the rule, and then you're just going to say it out loud and repeat it with me. And then if later, connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm sounding old. Connect with me on LinkedIn or Instagram or something like that and say, Alexander, I want those slides. I'll make sure you get them in JPEG format so that you can download those. Okay, so let me go to the slides here. So the first slide was, yes, about the importance of relationship. Let me tell you something about humans, okay? We're the top of the food chain. Anyone is going to disagree that we're the top of the food chain? We're kind of running things on this planet for better or for worse. We're not really that fast, though, are we? We don't really have good sense of smell. We don't climb that well. We're not that strong. Why is it that we can build a city as beautiful as Toronto when we're not as strong as a gorilla? We don't have the scent of a bear. We don't have the speed of a cheetah. We don't have that sixth sense, that echolocation that dolphins have and that bats have. How can we still run things? There's two reasons why we can run things on this planet. Number one is because we have big brains, right? Big brains allow us to be social. People don't think social is important, but that's why babies take so long to develop, because they're watching your actions, they're learning how to react to different things. Because being able to make great partnerships is what kept us alive when we had our more primal roots. And number two, it's working together. It's that simple. I, on my own, can't even build that chair. I can do none of this. But all of us putting our unique talents together, we can solve the biggest challenges. That's what we do well as humans. We work well together. So whether it's social, whether it's business, partnerships is everything. I wouldn't be standing here today if someone didn't believe in me in my lowest moment. Partnerships is everything. So rule number one for a big partnership, now this clipboard's becoming less than optimal because I can't flip. 1 second. Okay, so rule number one for a great partnership is to respect all. Say that with me. Respect all. Say it again. Respect all. And one last time. Respect all. Okay, so respect all. So you can't have a good relationship without respect. I learned this the hard way because I thought it was about me, my friends, and whoever I'm dating. No, you can't have a good relationship with your body if you don't respect your nutrition, you don't respect wellness, and if you don't have a positive image about yourself. That's so important. You can't have a good relationship with nature if you use it mindlessly for your advantage. We're not going to last here that long if we don't take care of nature. You can't have a great relationship with your mind if you don't constantly renew it with positivity and keep those people around you. You have to respect. Respect is the foundation of all great relationships, right? Does anyone disagree with that? I learned that the hard way. Man, I was looking for love. I figure romance is the base of all relationship. You ever had a romance without respect? Don't raise your hand. You ever had a romance without respect? Worst. Respect is the basis of all great relationships. But this is what I like to say. I respect all. When you meet me, you have my respect, 100%. But I'm very careful where I put my time and energy. Everyone say time and energy. Okay, so we're going to respect everyone, but we're going to be really careful where we put our time and energy. Because there's only 3 reasons why people are in your life, right? For a reason, for a season, for a lesson, or for a lifetime, right? So you have to decide, who are we going to start building relationships with? Who are we going to maybe put into a category where I'll hang out with you and chill with you, but I don't share secrets with you anymore? And who are we going to say, no, it's not even that you're bad, I respect you, but the combination of you and I are not creating the outcomes that I want. That's up to you, okay? Because you know building great relationships is the foundation of what makes us who we are. So that's rule number 1. I'm going to move through these quickly. The next rule is to give your all. I love this one. Okay, say it with me. Give your all. Give your all. Give your all. Give your all. Spread love. Share love. Can't even trick y'all. Remember Simon Says? I was the worst at that because I have problems with authority, right? They're like, move forward. I'm like, nope. Simon Says move forward. Nope. Like I wouldn't move for anything. Okay, so the second rule is to give your all. So Ernest Hemingway has a quote. Ernest Hemingway says, the best way you know if you can trust somebody is to trust them. It's the best way to know. And here, let me let you in on a secret, okay? Every single person in your life will disappoint you. Okay, we're human. Every person in your life will disappoint you. You just have to decide who is worth it. You have to decide where you're going to put your time and energy. So if you're asking me personally, I don't negotiate respect. We can get mad at each other, we can have it out, we can go crazy, but as soon as it devolves, it's a key word, devolves into disrespect, that's when it's up to me to say, you know what? The combination of you and I aren't where I'm talking platonic, romantic, family, anything. I don't do disrespect because I understand that the basis of all good relationships, is respect. Okay, so give your all. Simon says, okay. Everyone say, give your all. Give your all. Your all, okay? So when you say your all, some people are hearing me say, give your best. You think I came here to give you my best? No, you don't get my best. My best, I did my best when I was doing illegal activities. I'm talking about my all. So I have to bring all the times when I was lonely. I have to bring all the times when I was in the streets and kids were trying to steal my shoes. I have to bring all my disappointments. I have to bring all of my hopes and dreams. I have to pretend as if today was the only thing that my entire existence was based on. I'm okay with it. I bring my all. I'm not here to do my best. I'm here to give my all. Give my all.
Give my all.
Man, y'all are working with me today. I like it. I like it. I like it. Okay, so the third lesson here is, and this one, a slide would have helped with this one, because it's a little equation. It says, your actions equal your values. So I'll say it again, then repeat it with me. Your actions equal your values.
Your actions equal your values.
Chris back there with the camera, he's my creative director of our company. We would go to basketball together, and that boy can cook. I mean, that boy can, he can play ball. He was actually the MVP of the Christian ACC League, so he's MVP of an American league. And we'd be in the car coming back from basketball, and I'd be doing what I do. I'd be talking about values and all the things that I care about, and Chris was in the back seat. I didn't know he was listening. Then we go out to the club, and then when we come back, we'd get home around 2 a.m., and I'd spend just an hour outside my condo, just talking with my friends about values and the things that matter the most to us. Then Chris had a son, and I told his wife, I'm like, look, let me take the boy. I love children, I always have. You guys go out and have fun. Let me take the boy, because I match up my actions with my values. Always, everything I do, I put my values in it. Then what happened was Chris graduated from a very prestigious program. He was given a very lucrative offer to do creative direction and video, but he came to me and he said, AMG, is there any room for me on your team? He's like, I don't even care if you pay me. I don't care, but he's like, you're the one person I know and I've known for 3 years who actually does what they say they're gonna do, who actually lives this way. All this time, all I wanted was someone to believe in me. But what happens was I thought people could see my intentions. Anyone ever feel like people don't get your intentions? Like they just misread you all the time? And what I realized is not that they didn't give my attention. University of Chicago did a study that says even when we think that people are getting our intentions, that 46% of the time they're not. There was another study they did. This one was done by the American Osteopath Association. And they said 74% of people feel lonely all the time. All the time. How can we be lonely with so many people around you? How many people know that the more people that are around you that don't connect with your energy, the lonelier you'll be? It's not about being alone, it's about not having people who are on your energy. So I don't care about intentions. You'll never see my intentions. I didn't come here to give my intentions. I come here and I do my actions. Because the cumulative effect of my actions over time is my character. Character always shows through. The cumulative effect of my character over time is my destiny. And I care about destiny. So I give my all in every situation I'm in. You're my friend, you don't need to know my intentions. Because if I mess up, which I do all the time, and I'm aware of it, I will come and tell you that I'm sorry, I value you, and hopefully I won't do this again. Because I don't rest on intentions, I rest on actions, okay? So let's go through the 3 rules together, repeat them after me. Number 1 was respect all.
Respect all.
Number 2 was give your all.
Give your all.
And number 3 was your actions equal your values.
Your actions equal your values.
Okay, so the greatness equation is quite simple. You want to be great? Best possible me times greatest positive impact. All right, so I'm going to do it kind of rhythmically so that we can get this together. Here we go. Best possible me times greatest possible impact. Sorry, positive impact. Oh, come on. Now I'm messing up. AMG, you said you were here to give your all, and now you're messing up your own equation? It happens, but I apologize. I'm good. All right, so here we go. Best possible me, biggest positive impact. Best possible me, biggest positive impact. So the best possible you is simple, right? That's your talents. That's your values, that's your energy, that's your passions. All of those things, you want to develop into the best person you can be. But as you're developing into that person, like Isabella was talking about early, are you using the best of who you are to create a big positive impact for people, or are you only out it for yourself? Or what about us who want to create a big positive impact, but we haven't invested in our own self, and we just keep giving and giving and giving, and yet we're running ourselves down? Can't be great that way either. Because what's 10 times 0? What's 50 times 0? What's 1,000,000 times 0? So if the best possible you on the one side of the equation equals 0, then you can't make the biggest positive impact. And if the biggest positive impact is 0 and you're just out for yourself, you can't be great. You can't be. That's why LeBron James is great. Because it's not just on the court. It's the best possible you, biggest positive. Kobe Bryant said when he retired, if in my life I'm known as a basketball player alone, he's like, then I have a failure. Think about that, right? 5 rings. If all I'm known for is basketball, then that's an attitude, right? Again, best possible me, biggest positive impact. Share love? That's fantastic. I love hearing it. Okay, fantastic. So let's wrap this up. So here are the 3 things that we spoke about today. Everyone in my life knows I love them. I started today by texting my older sister and just telling her, take time out for yourself. My mom called. I told her I love her. Everyone in my life that I love knows it. Why? Because I purpose every moment like it's for legacy. So I don't take any time off, right? I give it my all. Then, if I was respecting everybody, that's easy, because respect is powerful. It's not weak. Respect is so powerful because you can't take respect from me. I can give it. And you can't take respect from someone. You can only command it. So I live in a way that I will be worthy of your respect. But if you don't give it to me, that's okay. I got the love of neighbor. I got the love of my God that I got people who have actually invested in me because of my character, even when I was low. So I'll respect you anyway. But it doesn't mean you get my time and energy, right? So we respect all, but we don't give everyone all of our time and energy. You protect those, all right? That's all a man has. That's all a woman has, is your time and your talent. That's it. There's nothing else you have. So be careful. Don't invest it. Don't spend it. Don't waste it. Okay, so then the last one is the wishes that I had for today. So I just want to kind of look at how my life has come full circle here, because all I ever wanted was a clipboard. Got it. All I ever wanted was a megaphone, and people, I didn't even want the megaphone, I wanted people to respond after me. And I got that too, right? I'll even prove it to you. Share love, spread love. Dreams come true. But the third thing that I wanted more than anything, was I wanted someone to understand me and be there for me. And I thought it'd have to be a black dude. I thought it'd have to be someone who looks like me. I thought it'd have to be my own family. I thought it'd have to be my own twin. But I learned when you put your values first, and you don't worry about your intentions, and you put your actions out there, you don't even have to find people. They'll be attracted to you. So I got it all. Clipboard, megaphone, and great relationships. Thank you, everyone. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Subscribe on YouTube and follow Alexander Michael Gittens now on Instagram. Connect with Alexander Michael Gittens for keynote speaking and media details. For articles, social media links, and all other information, visit alexandermichaelgittens.com.